Metal Gear Solid 4 is actually my number 3 game of all time, and it we're talking about hype and living up to the hype. Metal Gear Solid 4 lived up to the hype, and I was super hyped for that game. And even though it surpassed the hype, and it was way, way, way good, you know. And I know that in recent years, a lot of people are saying that it's a really flawed game, and I can appreciate that and respect that it's maybe flawed to some other people, but to me, it's the greatest ending to a series that can possibly be had, you know? And people say that it's contrived and that they pulled a lot of shit out of their ass and stuff, and it's like, okay, if you feel that way, that's fine. But to me, that game, since Metal Gear Solid like revolutionized my gaming experience as a kid, and it still holds up really well now. It's another game. Obviously, it's my number 2 game of all time. Persona 4 is actually my number 4 game of all time, just to put things into perspective here. My 5th being Majora's Mask is another nostalgic game, which my brother actually also gave to me, which thank you for that, because initially with Majora's Mask, I was more of a fan of Ocarina, because that's the one I played. And that's another situation where I was blown away, because I was like, how can this live up to Ocarina? It surpassed Ocarina. It was much better than Ocarina. Ocarina, I don't know if it even necessarily holds up the best today. I would still argue that it does, and I would still argue that it's probably like a 9 out of 10 sort of game, and a lot of people don't really feel that way anymore, and that's completely fine, and that's their opinion, and that's okay. That's fine. And I'm running the test now. Me and Jameson are playing it. If he doesn't end up liking it, that's fine. And will show either that it just hasn't aged well, or that Jameson just wasn't into that game. So that'll be fine either way. I just want to know, you know, it's more of a test for me to see if the game still holds up on a sense, or if somebody new who didn't play it back in the day or had no knowledge of it. He didn't know what a Goron was. He didn't know what a Zora was when I was telling him earlier. He is as virgin on this game as you could possibly be, so I'm very happy about that, and I hope that maybe I'll make a video about it in the future about how that experience goes. Maybe even Jameson will come on and help me out with that video. We'll see. You know, he hasn't been on the channel in a while. Nobody really has, but that's okay. They're my friends, and I don't blame them for that. They're busy, you know, and that kind of thing. I'm busy. It's a wonder I even make this channel as frequent as I do, and sorry sometimes when I don't upload, because I'm busy in my life, or honestly, I don't want to say that it's me being busy. I feel lazy sometimes, okay? It's hard to go and do my life sometimes, and I know I've got a lot better of a life than a lot of people, and me being lazy isn't necessarily a crutch for that, but I have a lot of friends. I hang out with a lot of people. I hang out with my brother. I have to give him rides every now and again. It's like, I don't mind doing that. I like helping out, you know. I'm a noble person who morally loves to help out with that kind of thing. I'm just saying I have a busy schedule, okay? Like, I work every day, obviously, and I do a bunch of stuff. And could I make time for these videos and stuff? Yeah, but it's just not as important to me as some other things. And life comes first, you know, and that kind of thing. And I know that you probably all understand that, and that's fine. And if you've made it this far, I mean, you probably care about the channel that much anyway, so. But, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that, you know, sorry there hasn't been many uploads and that kind of thing, and that's fine, and, you know, and that sort of thing. And I'm trying to really revamp the channel for 2018 and get back to the core message of what Jay-Z and ES is all about. And maybe this video doesn't really have any place on this channel, but I kind of air some of this kind of stuff out in my Let's Play videos as well, so, and I know a lot of people don't really watch those quite as much either, which is fine, because I don't want to waste your time, honestly, you know? I mean, is my content as good as other people's? No, it's not, you know? And that's fine, and I'm just some guy, you know? If you like my opinion, that's fine. If you don't have to watch it. You don't have to listen to it. It's completely understandable. I make those for people who want to be there and be invested. Honestly, I thought the Nuzlocke videos were good because there was a lot of emotion there. I realize that the Mother videos are not necessarily for everyone else, but Mother 1 is also a game that really means a lot to me. And I don't know if I've really illustrated that in that game, but that game came to me at a really tough time in my life. A lot of these games did, and they really helped me through a lot of those things. Maybe I don't want to get into all of it because it's just going to tangent. I know I'm trying to. I should probably get back to some of these other topics, but it's like what was I talking about? Shoot. Shit. Let's think about this here. What game was I just talking about? Fucking A. You're all scrolling back. You all know, but maybe it's not as important as it should be then. Mother 1. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mother 1 came to me at a very important time in my life. I was kind of just starting college, and I've never really been very good at school, and that's kind of been another sticking point to my life is that I haven't really been very good at that, and video games kind of helped me get over that a lot of times, especially Metal Gear Solid and a bunch of other games like that. They really helped me through a lot of tough times in my life, and they've always been a sanctuary for me. Much like a lot of other mediums are, and that's why I was really trying to kick off my writing career at one point, and I still really wanted to do that because I feel like I have a story brewing in me that'll resonate, maybe not on the same level as Life is Strange, but it's in a very similar level, and it really gets across all of my creative freedoms and that kind of thing. So at some point I hope I get back to that, but I'm rambling and going on. So video games mean a lot to me. I know a lot of people don't like Mother 1 because it's tedious and it's an NES RPG, but to me the Mother series as a whole, it is another series that brings in that childlike wonder feel, especially Mother 1, because I'm very biased towards the NES. Obviously, it's in the name of my channel, and I almost collected every game for it and everything. And I realize that those games are simple, but Mother 1, maybe just for the fact that it's the groundwork for Earthbound, Mother 1 makes me feel things that I feel for those characters, and I feel for that world, and I love that world. I love the quirky sense of humor. When I'm planning on naming this series, Revelations of an Unassuming Local Guy is a reference to the Earthbound series, the Unassuming Local Guy, you know? I wanted to take that channel name and start putting stuff there like this, because I know it doesn't really have a lot of place on a gaming channel, but there's a lot of gaming nostalgia and stuff in this episode, so, I mean, there you go. I mean, that's your gaming tie-in there, but, to me, Mother 1 means the world, because it's like, it reinstilled some of that nostalgia and childlike wonder into me. It really helped me start loving the NES, which is one of my favorite consoles of all time, if not my favorite console of all time. And the NES doesn't necessarily have, the most impactful games. They're more interesting from gameplay standpoint. They're not usually like emotionally story heavy or anything. They're more like beat your head against the game for 6 million hours to beat it, and you're more satisfied for the experience. They're more a Banjo-Kazooie, if you will, and that's fine. And video games don't always necessarily need to be emotionally impactful. It wasn't about my experience with a game like Journey to Silius. It was about me beating the game. A game like Star Wars, or a game like Back to the Future even. I know that's kind of a shitty game, but I don't dislike that game because I remember all the hours I spent beating it, and I remember really loving it, I was frustrated a lot of the time, sure, but those hours are something I'll never get back, and if I look on them negatively, then maybe my life will be a depressive mess. But I feel like I enjoyed that. I had fun beating my head against a wall for hours and hours. Sounds really bad when I put it out there like that, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoy the challenge of NES games. I think they're very. It's rewarding, on a base level, and I can understand a lot of people not liking a lot of those games for that, but some of them are trashy, and that's just how it is, and I have a high tolerance for trashy stuff, and I suppose that's why that's why Code Lyoko and Jameson and all that it happened, because my nostalgia and my tolerance for building up for bad things, made me think that he would like it too, and I was wrong about that, and that's not a big deal, and it's fine. We can move on. It's better that he didn't lie to me.
It's nice Rachel we're having.
What?